Hello there, fellow stalkers of the night. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to V Rising. Episode 7, Building a Second Story and a Greenhouse. So for you live viewers, what I want you to do now is to vote on what I should work on. So if you... Oh, well, there goes my face, but whatever, but you didn't need that. If you vote for the main quest, we would discover a way to unlock iron smelting and find a way out of the Farbane Woods. Base building, improving the base. I would expand the base a little bit. My plan is, even if I don't have the dedicated floor tiles, to have rooms for everything. So a room for tailoring and a room for, like a room for me and my stuff, a room for the study, etc., etc. So that was one of the plans that I had going on. We can improve gear for me or the servants, because we do have a servant now. As far as V-Bloods go, we have Kodia the Ferocious Bear and Nicholaus the Fallen being tracked right now. I'm going to stop tracking them, but if you want me to go hunting, we could do that. I could focus on alchemy and farming. It's important to note, for those that don't know the game all that well, that brewing potions is vitally important to the game. Potions give you quite the edge, especially against specific enemies, and it's really important to keep up with farming and alchemy for that reason, so that you can survive better. Searching for servants or prisoners, although I will say it's going to be easier for me to do that a little bit later on, so holding off on 6 is ideal, and then 7 and 8 are self-explanatory. Alright, while you vote on that, I would very much like to get a Brew of Ferocity going. And then we need some extra water skins. So leather and let's not put all the leather in there, but leather and plant fiber to make water skins. And this increases my my physical power by 3 for an hour. Likewise, getting a minor garlic brew might be useful if I start to head north. But, one of these will... Or I'll brew a few of these and hold on to them when I enter combat. Alright, I'm going to say that improving the base is the popular choice. So, let's do that. Alright, so taking a look here. I would love to get a second floor going. I don't know about you, but I feel like my throne and servant coffins and things like that could be upstairs, and that is my preference. So I'm going to work on building stairs that go upwards. The idea is the parts of the base that I interact with the most, the workshop type stuff, I intend to have on the bottom floors, and then the stuff that I don't interact with much can be upstairs. That's sort of my design ethos a little bit. So we'll do what we can to try to make it attractive in that pursuit. So let's move the small herb storage. Everything is in flux for where it's moving, like, but here we go. First, second floor. And let's do a square, let's do the ebonite pattern for the second floor, so that it's physically looks different. And if you put walls over it and enclose it, it becomes an enclosed space. So, you can use it like that. Now the question I had is, and I'll probably answer it myself, I probably want 2 staircases ascending, one on either side, just for the aesthetics. I'm going to make a lot of aesthetic choices going forward that aren't necessarily space efficient, because this game allows you to build to your heart's content, and space efficiency really isn't my, like, driving concern. So what I'm going to do over here is set down some flooring in this area, where the future tailor is going to go. And then we're also gonna, so of the industries that I don't yet really have dedicated rooms for, tailor is one of them, and it's gonna be a rather large building, I think. So I'm just clearing out the area for it. And then all of the wood that we get, I can turn into planks and then turn the sawdust into books and the like. So this area is going to be the sort of leatherworking tailoring area. And it has yet to get and receive ceilings. It will. Eventually. You're fighting the urge to buy V-Rising now? I mean, don't fight on my account. Oops, that was two different flooring types, but it doesn't really matter because neither of these are tailoring styled. So this is going to be my tailor room, and it's not big enough to accommodate all the tailoring buildings that will eventually go in here, but it's good enough for now. And I'll stick the tailoring box over here for a minute. I am also going to get rid of the door that's there. I'll keep, of course, the door frame because it has to be two separate rooms. And then the other idea that I had here was this spot where I'm standing now will be another stairwell up. Which might look a little strange, but I kind of want the symmetry of two ascending stairs. Or just a personal preference. So you have two ascending stairs here, and then we can fill out the area here, and it actually looks almost perfectly symmetrical. I mean, obviously there's this section, but it's pretty close. I rather like it. And things like the coffin, I almost never use, so I can really set this aside somewhere where I don't have to interact with it very often. Alright, the other thing that I think might be nice is a bit grander of an entryway. It doesn't have to be super special, but just like maybe windows, and then the two doors again.
Build here.
And the idea here is I'm eventually going to incorporate drop boxes. Basically just boxes where I can dump my stuff, and I can put them in front of the windows on either side. Which is essentially what these small chests are going to be. But I think I'm going to probably exchange these small chests for medium ones. Alright. Another thing that I would like to do is to probably move the castle heart at some point to like a little bit deeper into the base. Not my highest concern, but definitely something to be considering moving forward. Let's get the lumber that I chopped up turned to sawdust. Now, I don't yet have, if I'm not mistaken, I don't yet have the paper press. No, I don't have the paper press yet, but we will eventually. All right. Upstairs, I did also want the study. And the study... Maybe what we'll do is put the study wing over this way. I kind of wish that the game would show you all of the workshops and just have them locked. Or something like that. So that you could know all the... I mean, you could of course Google this, but you could know all the buildings that you're eventually going to require. That would be convenient. And let's get this enclosed, because, you know, Sun's going to be fighting us here in a moment. Now, I could probably have a balcony here in this spot, but I need more stone brick. And I don't believe I have any more. Because large-scale construction projects are expensive. I did mention wanting to change the boxes that I had. So we'll wait for the bricks to grind up. We can put large chests in these spots here as like sort of the drop boxes. Meaning the older ones get obsolete. Of course, the silver and the gold are going to hurt me. And then another thing that I wanted to do, which maybe isn't the time to do it right now because of the sun, although I could put a mist brazier up there so I could continue being up there, is boxes for specific gems and maybe color code them. I don't have a lot of gems right now, but like eventually I'm going to have a lot of gems, and it's good to have some sort of organization so that you know where your gems are and where to find them, etc., etc. Okay, let's break some stones. And instead of actually going for real stone, I think I'd prefer to break the structures that are going to have to be removed anyway for us to expand our castle. Because it's two birds, one stone. Pun intended. Now in this spot, I was intending to have some sort of garden. You guys voted against gardening, but at some point I'm going to definitely have to have a dedicated gardening area. Without a doubt, because alchemy is a very important part of the game. Which becomes more relevant as the challenge ramps up. And more of the techs are unlocked. Okay. Stone brick, how we doing? Got about 2,000 there. It's gonna be enough for a few more walls. Probably not enough to enclose the space, though. But we're getting close. We're like 3/4 enclosed. Alright, we'll rename this. This is the first time I'm renaming. Blue gems. Or, I guess they're not gems, they're jewels. Gems is something entirely different. You could also name them after their class. So, like, you know, you could call them Blood, Chaos, Unholy, Illusion, so on and so forth. I'm just going to keep them color-coded so that I don't have to remember the specifics. How many more walls does it get me? 3? Oof. So we need 1, 2, 3 more, I think, total for that area to be enclosed. And it's not really laid out the way I want it to be laid out, but it's definitely getting closer. Which is good. So the study is going to be up here at some point. Ooh, nice. Clouds. Thank you, clouds. And then up here, we're also going to have the crypt, prison, stuff like that. you know, future things that you don't really need to worry about right now. Two of 3 walls. Okay. I'll just be patient for a moment. No cellar? Nope. No cellars. There we go. So now with the roof over our heads, this whole area is enclosed. And I can just lay things out how I want them. Until I have the specific flooring for these rooms, I'm not really going to worry about enclosing them or anything like that. As we can wait on that. Okay, continuing the project. I did want some beauty up here. So I think I'm planning on having like a little balcony that overlooks. And that way I can leave the castle quickly if I want, you know, just by jumping down. And I don't really need to wall this up. So I've made room for the tailor and the study. I don't have a jewel cutter, which is where the gems are going to go eventually. So let's lay out a spot for that now. Alright, so this will be where we put our jewel cutter eventually. And there's going to be other industries as well. But I think this basically covers what I want to do at the moment within the scope of the voted goal. If you want me to add a farm, which I'll be honest, rather eager to do, but it's up to you. You can vote for it right now. So, here's a new poll, and I'll leave that up for a minute. And sorry about the interruptions to the stream. Alright, while you're voting on that, I am going to move the water skins over. And to get a few of the more ferocity potions going as well. So fishbone and hells. Perfect. That'll work.
I decline.
My character's like, I don't want to do what you asked me to do. Alright, it does look like you guys want me to start a farm. Alright, taking a look at my killed bosses. I have killed Pelora. And she unlocks the ability to have the really large growing plot. So I need plant fiber, which I have in spades. So the idea that I had for the farming area is just to stick a door here. And stick my growing area right outside the alchemy lab, which I think is reasonable. In V-Rising, plants don't require sunlight. They can be in the complete dark. I'll probably end up adding windows to my farm anyway, just because I like the aesthetics. But just let you know that it is not a requirement at all. So in terms of the flooring here, I'm going to do the grass flooring. And I think I'll start with a 2x3, and I can go up from there. And this is going to be an enclosed room, but I need to go grab some more stone brick. So a little farming area. Perfect. Production, growing plots. And then the thing I wanted to do is to have, like, one of these mega plots for every crop type. Every seed type. So this will be expanded upon if and when it exceeds capacity. There we go. We have enough for 12 different types of seeds. And we'll try to get that going here in a second. So I've got 5 different seeds on me right now that I can start to plant. So we've got 4 fire seeds, 2 snow seeds. And the way these work is, like, the plants will grow once every few days, I think, roughly, and be harvestable, and they're greater yields than you would find in the wild. And of course, it's a lot more convenient because I don't have to go actually finding them. There we go. It didn't take very long, but we have a little farm here. We could also put down, like, garden decorations if we wanted to. I'm curious what that actually looks like. I don't usually decorate too much, but I'm not opposed to it. I like it. Actually, that looks nice. And then there are things like wells and the like that you could put in as furniture. Hedges, etc. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Where is the wells? Do I not? Maybe I don't even have wells unlocked. I could double check. Up to the study. Oh, yeah, well, that explains it. I don't even have wells unlocked. So we've got a little farm, and we've done a little alchemy. The other part of the alchemy is to make sure that you have an income of, like, fish. I know how that sounds, but, you know, fish is a needed resource for a lot of the alchemy stuff, so we should keep an eye out for fishing spots. But I'll probably end up using my servants to do more of the fishing than I will myself. So now that that's done, if you want me to continue collecting seeds, you can vote for it. If you want me to do something else, that is up to you. And before I leave the base, I'm going to cook up a little bit more vermin salve. Wait, do I not have any bone? Must have put all of my bone in there. But, yeah, we have a cute little garden now. And it's definitely a castle in progress. But it's spacious, and the other thing that we could do is, it's possible to have, like, 2-floor high areas if I got some blood essence on me. And I don't know if I'm going to incorporate any of this into the design, but I can at least show you where it would look.
I cannot build here.
Like this, with an invisible foundation, and that allows you to have, like, high vaulted ceilings. I think, at least initially, I don't intend to, but that could be, something to be considered for, you know, future building and the like. Alright, taking a look. Looks like you guys want me to hunt for new V-Blood. So, Nicholaus is very close by, and Nicholaus... yeah, I haven't forgotten about the rat. I just don't have a lot of grave dust. Nicholaus, allows you to make a printing press, or a paper press, which is going to be really handy, I think. So, let's go out and collect a vermin salve and head his way. I don't have a lot of blood, but I should have enough blood for a fight or so. This corpse pile's been killing everyone around. So, Forgotten Cemetery. Here we are. It's a pretty handy place to be going at the start of daybreak because it's gloomy in there. We're also very low on bone back at the base, so this helps, I guess. And we wanted grave dust, so serves a lot of purposes. And maybe we'll be able to get some morning lily seeds as well, who knows. I'm not going to go out of my way to try to farm the area. I'm mostly here for the V-Bloods. That's what you guys voted on. But I'll collect what I see on the way. So I see what you're wondering. So talking about servant missions, in order for me to send my servants out, I need to build a throne. So just to backtrack a minute, I did get servants, but I don't have the ability to actually issue them orders yet. We'll get there. I'm trying to avoid spoilers, so if I'm not at a point in the game yet, just wait. Wait and see. Alright. Blood says to go up this way. Go up this way we shall. So these skulls are like kamikaze skulls. Don't let them blow up on you. And they move pretty quickly if you hang around them, so once they go aggro, you gotta bail. If you wanted to vote in the direction of issuing orders to minions, vote for main questline for number 1 once it's up in the polls again. Okay, here he is, Nicholaus the Fallen.
The ritual is almost complete. You will not interfere.
Generally speaking, with these caster type bosses, their spells hit like dumpster trucks. So you gotta be very careful not to let them nuke you. In the case of Nicholaus, his real specialty is summoning backup. Ow. Being the necromancer that he is. Here comes his nuking.
Let's test that meat suit of yours.
I wouldn't really call a vampire skin a meat suit. But sure, whatever you say.
Bones will be mine.
Oops, he feared me. Boy, is there a lot of ads here. And this is where some of the AoE spells can really come in handy to group attack. Because there's so many enemies now, I'm having trouble singling out Nicholaus. Oh, well, I sat there and got nuked. Let's do that again, but not get killed. So when you die, and I mentioned this before, but when you die, you take durability damage on your gear. Really, it also depends on your server settings.
Blood reserves run low.
So that was a good example of when I was like, hey, be careful with the casters, don't get nuked. I thought I could be cheesy and get some last hits in, but probably should not have. Oh, and I didn't take my ferocity potion prior to that fight, which is dumb. I probably would have won otherwise, but oh well. I am low on blood. I'm about a liter away from being frailed. So let's find a new blood donor before I get back in there. Doesn't need to be the best blood ever. Just there we go. Warrior 54. That will do. Brute 64. Even better than the blood I was after. One of the nice things about the Brute is the primary attack has life leech. So if we're thinking about the AoE spells that he has, the Chaos Magic of Aftershock might be more effective. So I'm going to do more attack spells than the counter spells. I like counter spells, but there's enough minions that it won't give me a chance to get breathing room anyway. So there's not a big point in having minion summoning in this fight, I think. Sure is a lot of stuff to collect. Alright, so ferocity potion's going in.
I'll try to preserve bits.
I was thinking when he was summoning, he was casting that, like, individual bolt, which is why I didn't try to dodge it. But then he did the AoE nuke bolt, and that caught me by surprise.
Your bones will be mine.
Well, he is getting absolutely wrecked by me this time. And he didn't even hit me. At least I got my vengeance.
First time, and it won't be the last.
Who even needed brute blood? Alright, there we go.
Knowledge.
So, the result of killing him, I gained the ability to get a paper press and some cosmetics, as well as the unholy ultimate ability. So I'm going to have you guys choose which of the two unholy abilities you want me to get. So the choice is between Army and the Dead, which summons an army of skeletons and mages that lasts up to 8 seconds, or volatile arachnids, which is like suicidal bomb spiders. So the choice is yours, while I pick up all the lovely stuff he dropped. We destroyed this upper section of this cemetery bad. It's a lot of wood. Free resources indeed. Alright, I'm gonna say Army of the Dead wins by a little. And it's, the way it works is it's just like a longer cooldown spell that you can use, which can be pretty handy opening it as an opening salvo in the boss fight. And for the Army of the Dead, it'll also give me breathing room, so if I need to, like, drink a potion or something like that, I can do that. Alright, new priority will be up to you. Here it is. And I'll try to shuffle stuff away where it belongs. Now, I think, regardless of how you vote right now, I would like to get a paper press going. So, 12 planks, 12 ingots. Pretty low cost, if you ask me. And, I'll stick this up in the future study. And then grab fibers and sawdust and make some paper so that we can unlock more of the tier 1 blueprints. Because I've got lots of tier 1 blueprints to be unlocked. And I want to do this so that we can passively have the paper press running, and then when I return back to the base, I can slam through my research tree. So as you can see, fibers and paper, fibers and sawdust equals papers. And then we got books for the Ring of the Warlock. And then the other book I have can be devoured. Because I already have Warlock gloves. So, for reference, the reason why we want the paper is when every 50 paper that you have, you can unlock a random tech. So, here we go. I unlocked Warlock Vest. And this paper press is just gonna crank through our sawdust backlog, and we'll have more unlocks in no time. Okay, you guys want me to focus on the main quest. So, the next boss I am going to kill is Kodia the Ferocious Bear. Because we need to do that for the main quest. And... let's see. I think there's not much else I want to do prior. I might go for the Unholy Magic again, though. Alright, current priority is kill Kodia. And while I'm heading over there, I'm just going to be looking to see if there's any high percent bloods. Oh, actually, there is a chest I want to open up here. So here's Army of the Dead. Where I summon my own little undead horde. Which is pretty handy at, like, dealing with, large enemy hordes. It's a good way to counter. So these boxes here are a hold on lock rather than a break or unlock. So they're harder to open, but they generally have better stuff. So this one had a Aftershock Jewel, which is worse than the one I have. As well as, this box was kind of lame, but it had a bunch of the decoration building stuff. But whatever. It was worth popping open. Thank you for tuning in to V Rising, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I'm not looking for any spoilers or backseating. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow vampires.